The lack of recent public appearances from Meghan Markle is causing quite a stir. Noted for her usually vibrant presence, her 3-month hiatus from the public eye has eyebrows raised and tongues wagging. Speculation is buzzing, fueled by a news article hinting at the possibility of Markle needing a breather to regroup and make sense of things. If there's any truth in this, further details should emerge sooner rather than later. Not to mention, other news outlets might also catch wind of this story and decide to run with it. It's a waiting game now. Let's take a beat and remember that Markle's representation, IWME, seems to be facing a challenge in securing meaningful work for her. With accusations of dishonesty and ill behavior coloring public perception, it's a tough sell. Adding fuel to this fiery scenario is an ongoing writers' strike in Hollywood. It's a tough time for Markle, who some claim is perceived as toxic within the industry. The general consensus? She needs to address her issues head-on, perhaps seeking professional help, rather than perpetuating what some see as a victim narrative. In the hypothetical scenario of a divorce filing, one imagines Meghan may present all these tumultuous circumstances as proof of Harry's unsuitability as a parent, further muddying the waters of an already complex situation. It's like she's waiting for Harry to trip up one too many times so she can catch him in the act. Reflecting on Markle's agency, WME, one could argue it seems less a talent agency and more a public relations firm, fiercely fighting against the tide to polish Meghan's tarnished image. It's an uphill battle, with the payoff uncertain. Stories have swirled about Meghan's previous PR firm, Sunshine Sachs, supposedly not receiving due payment. Whether there's truth to these rumors or not, it doesn't help Meghan's case. Markle's public image has taken quite a hit. She's often perceived as lacking empathy, integrity, and a moral compass. Harsh, you might say. Yes, indeed. But in the court of public opinion, these traits have been pinned on her, making her silence somewhat understandable. If these views are true, she ought to show remorse, but this seems to be an emotion she struggles with. Now let's take a detour and touch on a curious theory. It appears some believe Meghan didn't attend the coronation due to fear of a public backlash. Instead of risking humiliation at a grand event like that, she conveniently had an excuse to miss it. The speculation never ends, does it? One has to wonder about the pull Meghan and Harry still hold over the media, given their recent low-profile demeanor. Even within the media, you have a variety of voices, some credible, some merely chasing the next big scoop for views and clicks. Thinking back, it seems clear that the couple took a gamble by openly criticizing the royal family. Did they go too far? The public display of Harry's dissatisfaction with his royal position, his jealousy of his older brother, and the attempts to paint William's wife, Kate, as cold to Meghan has many feeling a sense of betrayal. Add to that Meghan's apparent disregard for royal etiquette and protocol, and you've got a recipe for controversy. How, the public wonders, could a prince give up his family, friends, and country for a life in the U.S., particularly given the controversy surrounding his wife? There seems to be a general consensus that the royal family isn't going to bend over backwards to accommodate Harry, especially after feeling tossed aside. Now the drama has dried up, the secrets are out, and the funds are reportedly dwindling. It's clear that the royal family is distancing themselves from the couple, and many feel that they're justified in doing so. After all, who can trust someone who has violated their trust so publicly? But here's a thought. Could the church where they were married pave a road towards reconciliation? Given the public nature of their actions, it seems only fitting that a public gesture towards mending fences might be needed. But is it too late for that? Looking at Meghan's PR efforts, many remain skeptical that her image can be salvaged. There are whispers about possible opportunities, becoming the face of Dior, perhaps a role in The Bodyguard. They remain just that, whispers. As rumors about potential offers for Meghan are put to rest, it's becoming increasingly evident that her comeback in the entertainment industry might not be as grand as some had hoped. Despite whispers about possible opportunities, the lack of concrete offers casts doubt on her prospects. Being over 40 and previously considered a minor actress doesn't work in her favor. Moreover, public perception, both in the UK, Commonwealth, and the US, hasn't been kind, with many labeling her as talentless and lazy. A major turning point that further damaged Meghan's reputation was the curtsy she made in their documentary, where she seemed to mock the late Queen. This act was seen as disrespectful and sealed the deal for many, eclipsing whatever Harry wrote in his book. Speaking of which, Harry's revelations didn't come as a surprise to most, as he was already seen as somewhat of a spoiled brat by many Brits. Redemption seemed like a distant possibility when Meghan and Harry were excluded from events like the coronation and Trooping the Colour. Their actions, such as the controversial New York City car chase, only added to the skepticism surrounding them. Amidst all this, many are expressing concerns about their mental well-being, especially given the challenging experiences they've faced. Some suggest that both Meghan and Harry would benefit from a thorough evaluation and time in a mental health facility. Quoting a royal expert, Miss Janice, it's compared to being in the eye of a hurricane, a temporary respite from the storm, but one should beware of the impending backside, which brings even greater destruction. The analogy seems to warn of more hardships to come, especially for Harry, who might be particularly vulnerable. As the public watches the unfolding of their story, it's clear that the path ahead is uncertain. What is sure is that this saga has captured the attention of many, and only time will reveal what lies in store for Meghan and Harry. As the dust settles and the media frenzy begins to wane, it's evident that Meghan and Harry's journey is far from over. The drama surrounding their lives has captured the world's attention, and opinions on the couple remain sharply divided. While some sympathize with their struggles and applaud their attempts at independence, others view their actions as disrespectful and unbecoming of members of the royal family. The question of whether Meghan and Harry can make a successful comeback in the entertainment industry continues to linger. While some loyal fans hope for their triumphant return, the lack of concrete offers and the cloud of controversy might prove to be significant hurdles. Their reputations have taken a beating, and winning back the trust and support of the public and the entertainment industry could be an uphill battle. One factor that has played a significant role in shaping public perception is the constant barrage of negative press. Meghan, in particular, has faced intense scrutiny from the tabloids, with every move she makes analyzed and critiqued. This media attention has undoubtedly taken a toll on her mental well-being, as she navigates life in the spotlight while trying to carve out a new path for herself and her family. Harry, too, has not been spared from the media's gaze. His struggles with mental health have been well documented, and the pressure to live up to his royal heritage and maintain a public image has undoubtedly been overwhelming. While some have lauded his openness about his mental health journey, others view it as an attempt to garner sympathy and deflect from the controversy surrounding him and his wife. The couple's decision to step back from their royal duties and seek a more private life has been both praised and criticized. On one hand, they have emphasized the importance of mental health and family, prioritizing their well-being over tradition and duty. On the other hand, critics argue that their actions have been disrespectful to the monarchy and its traditions. As Meghan and Harry attempt to navigate their new life in the U.S., away from the confines of royal responsibilities, they face the challenge of rebuilding their public image and finding their footing in a highly competitive and unforgiving entertainment industry. Whether they can overcome the odds and achieve success remains to be seen. Despite the criticism and controversy, Meghan and Harry have their supporters who admire their courage to follow their hearts and chart their own course. They have chosen to prioritize their family and mental well-being over tradition, and this decision has struck a chord with many who have experienced similar struggles in their own lives. In the end, the fate of Meghan and Harry's future lies in their hands. They must decide how to navigate the complexities of public perception, media scrutiny, and personal growth. Whether they can rise above the storm and carve out a fulfilling life for themselves and their children remains to be seen. As the world watches, their journey unfolds, and the question of whether they will find happiness and success becomes a captivating narrative for audiences around the globe.